but finding proper level designers, and this challenge was overcome, I think, really in a huge way, where I started talking to people in the Quake community, Quake mapping community, and one guy, Marky Music, you can know him as Marky Music. He's one of the best mappers in the current Quake community. He basically joined us, helped us with the vertical slice level, and then we started talking with his friends from the community, and they joined, like Fairweather, Luna Run, Sputnik, Dragons for Lunch, and like also with me and Daniel, other team member, we did couple of levels and also edited a couple of the blockouts from the Quake guys. So we did level design too, but I would say that mainly we were concentrated on the output that these guys did. So that was one big challenge. And yeah, some of the challenges you can see throughout the development. You have to think about them, like PR and budgeting, etc. But
you wear a lot of hats, don't you?
Yeah, like, dude, like I have like 12-hour work days, I would say, because like I have an 8-hour work day, but then a couple of hours after that you listen to podcasts, right? You watch videos,
right, discussions, and reviews.
Yeah,
and all that.
you read the forums, you read the Reddits, you read. So I would say like it's around 12 hours, and during counting weekends too. Like during the weekends, it's just a couple of hours. But like indie development is really hard. I mean, especially for someone who used to be specialized, because I was specialized on user interface design and art and level or like asset or environment art. I started doing level design mainly for Vaporum and Lockdown, and then Gravelord.
What engine is the game in? Like
it's Unity. It's Unity.
It's Unity. Okay.
Really? It's modded Unity.
Has the jibbing of Quake and stuff. So it's I was kind of like, I don't know, obviously it's like graphically a bit more intensive than something like the Quake engine, than that, that engine at the time. And then, but it reminded me of
Unity though.
Immortal Redneck, which was made in Unity, and it kind of like some parallels with the way the guns felt and stuff like that. I don't know if you played that game or not.
No, I didn't. We always say that our game was made despite Unity.
Despite it. There's no help from Unity.
I'm not the coder, so I can't talk on their behalf, but I think it's fine if I say that like we had a lot of stress with some things in Unity, but now I think that we have it quite under control, and because we had a lot of stuff done to contain Unity's quirks, but Unreal seemed too much for us. Like Unity is fine, it's versatile, and we are able to port our games ourselves. The first game wasn't ported by us, but the second one was. So Unity.
You mentioned wish lists earlier. Just real quick, it's just like, how often do wish lists actually translate into sales? I feel like there's usually more wish lists than there are sales.
Yeah, so obviously, there are more wishes than sales, but the problem with wishlist is that right now everyone optimizes towards wishlists. So I have a hypothesis that wishlists don't really matter that much anymore as they used to a couple of years ago. Because like even Chris Zukowski, like the amount of information that he puts out towards like earning wishlists,
right,
so much, and everyone optimizes towards them. So obviously, it should work like they are devalued, or like, what's the word? For us, we had like under 20k wishlists at launch, right? And like I wanted to like postpone the release later, but Richard and like said like, no, we really should already do something, because like let's put it out. So we did, and like it's not great. Like we really are, like the algorithm, even the thing with 10 reviews, that when you get 10 reviews, like you're fine. It doesn't work that way. It's only like I think that in majority it might work, but you cannot rely on that. You always have to have like really plan A, plan B, C, D, E, and wish lists, to my opinion, are like, I would say that Steam is not really great, I would say, for visibility of your game. You always have to have...
It's a pretty saturated market.
Yeah, there's like, 20,000 games a year released? Something like that.
Yeah, It's a
Quality
situation
control.
where, yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't pass the submission on Steam, and the reason is some kind of thing in your icon, right?
Right,
So,
right.
And then you see games that passed, and like, what the hell?
And there's
is
like
this?
just a
Like,
What
you
is
know,
an
this
anime
shit?
girl
What
with
is this?
boobs, and you're like,
yeah.
okay,
So,
yeah.
but
this
then
passed, but okay, yeah.
I mean, usually when I see games in our genre that are really successful, then it's earned. I would really,
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
to say, like, in our genre, it's like the community and the target audience is really, they know their stuff and they know they're able to know what's good, but it's saturated. So we
Very
have
much so.
great reviews, but like, look, the major YouTubers, like, I try to contact Civi, I try to contact G-Man, and like, to no avail. Right? Splattercat sent me a reply like, it's a movement shooter. I don't play those. And I'm like, no, it's no movement shooter. It's just like the shovel that is there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and ignore it, you know? So it's, I mean, you
Yeah,
really
it's-
have to have connections. You have to have
Yeah.
and also Steam, like, I don't really trust that it works in a way that is
Yeah, it's
being-
also just really difficult to market things and stuff like that in general. I feel like
it was always
but
It does feel like that there
I
is
guess-
a boomer shooter that's released every week, and that it's hard to separate
Yeah,
yourself
pretty
from
frequent,
the
yeah.
crowd in regards to it.
Out of curiosity, because that was the thing I enjoyed the most out of it, I like zipping around throughout the maps that were really well designed with that shovel. I wanted to know, was there anything that directly inspired that from any other games, or was that just kind of a cool idea that organically happened with the map design?
Yeah, so we knew that, like, I was at first, Matej wanted the game just to be like the character is a gravedigger, right? And he shoots stuff. And I said, like, yeah, but we need to separate ourselves somehow. We need to find something. And so when I was developing the backstory and the character of Guido, then I thought, like, yeah, like, we should maybe something have, like, his mother was a Romani witch, right? And his father was a high class gravedigger, and so I thought, like, maybe he could have like a inheritance, like legacy. Like, the inheritance would be his father's shovel and his mother's ability to use the tarot cards and like to manipulate the reality, right? So I pitched this, and maybe the shovel was also in the team. Someone maybe mentioned it, but I don't really remember who it was. But it was like a low-hanging fruit idea. And someone said it, and everyone went like, yeah, it would be cool. But of course, Matej, who would then have to design the mechanic and all around it, was like, oh my God, no, why? It's not. So it's always this way.
Right.
Like, he hates me because I always come with an idea, and like, we have back and forth, but I think it should work that way. Then, yeah, it was more organic. And then we started, like, I think that what the shovel is now, and what we also are thinking about for a different project, I may say something later about this. So to more utilize the shovel, and for the second and the third episode, we will try to utilize it much more. In this episode, we used it more as a gating mechanism for getting access to different parts of the level later in the game, in the level. And so the shovel, it is extreme fun to zip around, and it's also even more fun in the horde levels that are there. But
yeah.
But we had like some feedback on those that people don't really expect them in such a game. So we have a couple of ideas there. So but for the game, we will much more concentrate on story levels, linear levels that are using the shovel for combat. We basically you can shoot the shovel through the enemies if there is the surface behind them. So you can give them, like, fly through them, and the motivation was basically to do something special. And I think also the tarot cards, they are not really 100% what we would like them to be, but we will see. Like, the thing is, look, if there would be more sales, like, we would think bigger, right?
Yeah.
Now we need to
But I
think
mean, hey,
like,
at least you're in early access, and you know you have time to iterate. And I guess I've seen with other developers that kind of seems to help with the pressure, and people's kind of like, oh, they're like, oh, okay, it actually allows a lot of people to, I guess, become invested, knowing that it's going to continue to get better.